Black women's hair is often treated like a common concern in our societies. In certain spaces, it is regarded in a very negative manner, and the independence of Black women in their own capillary choices often gets disregarded. In this video, I will be reflecting on the factors which led to this and hopefully finding a path forward. To illustrate kind of where this all started here, I'm gonna reflect on my own journey with my natural hair and my hairstyle since I was young. I was originally born in Togo, a small country in West Africa. And for my entire life, at least up to the point until I moved to Canada at about 8 years old, I often wore braids or hairstyles that were done either with my natural hair or with added extensions. Around me, all of the women that were part of my life, such as my mother, her relatives, her friends, women that I would see out and about everywhere practically, also had their hair in braids or wigs or had some kind of extensions added to their hair. The narrative that often supports this practice of often adding extensions to our natural hair or perhaps wearing it in a shape or form that is different from its natural form is that we are doing it to protect her hair. It is a protective hairstyle, and we are, essentially aiding our hair to grow as we do those hairstyles. Unfortunately, I think that that excuse is a bit of a cop out. I don't think that we as a community simply wear our hair in modified forms for its own protection. If you are on social media, you may have even noticed that lately there has been a shift towards caring more for natural hair and using better science backed products on our hair and essentially providing better care for this hair. However, I do want to draw your attention to the fact that that trend started to come along at about the same time as we collectively started wearing more curly or straight extensions, such as in half wigs or traditional sew-ins. It does seem that the care we are now giving our hair is simply for the purpose of our new hairstyles looking better and more put together. The way we wear our hair is slowly shifting, and I would say have has probably actually shifted already to being a status indicator. Someone who's able to afford the best extensions, the longest one, is also someone who has a lot of money and capital to put towards their hair. We are seeing prices that are higher than ever. And this goes even for braids and hairstyles that don't necessarily include looser extensions. Even braids have increased in prices, and I have come across a few instances where people were charging upwards of $800, $900 for braids on social media. It has also come up that a lot of the products being marketed to Black women, including extensions, hair creams, and other products as such, are sometimes even harmful to our health. Society is feeling more and more entitled somehow to the way a lot of Black women are wearing their hair. We analyze the way people do their hair for weddings, and we often go as much as saying that someone has self hatred because they may be wearing wigs or looser curl patterns more often than their natural hair. May I say, even the fact that we call our hair natural hair is an issue in and of itself. We have gotten so accustomed to Black women altering their natural physique that we then call their physique natural physique. I think that in this conversation, we must have more space allowed for empathy, understanding, and simply just nuance. I feel very beautiful and sexy when I do my natural hair, and so do I when I have these extensions in at the moment. We also need to consider the fact that there are many, many factors which go into someone wearing extension or their natural hair. There are finances, but also just the way society behaves as we wear our afros and our natural hair out. I cannot be the only black girl who gets anxious the night before going to school because she knows she's going to be having an afro and she just doesn't want to deal with the comments and sometimes the insensitive remarks about her hair. And I know we are many to have experienced this in our youth. Comments like, I love the hair when we change our hairstyles, or I sometimes get, how did you get your hair to look like that? As if it can't look good. People who were my friends and that I would even maybe go as far as to say that I was close with made like really insensitive comments about my hair. And overall, it felt like wearing my afro sometimes or my natural hair came with punishment that I didn't ask for. I was just someone feeling good, going on about my days, and being met with these instances that just aren't pleasant to deal with. I have reached a point where I feel total detachment from other people's opinions on my hair. Yes, of course, it's a wig. Like, yes, my lace is showing and it's lifting. Like, okay, it's not my hair. Of course, it's gonna show some way, shape, or form. You know. Another thing that really helps me, I think, is just feeling good, feeling like I look good, feeling my most confident, and just acknowledging that, yeah, this is not my natural hair. These are extensions, but knowing that no matter what I do, really, I can eat. Sustainability in a context where one is often changing their natural hair or changing their appearance can feel like something that isn't achievable. And I do think that sustainability in any way that you might understand it, whether it's being able to have the same hairstyle all the time or simply being fine and detached with external comments about it, can be achieved in a few instances. And I think there are two factors to this. The first one would be to have the skills necessary to do your hair yourself and not need to seek services to get it done. Because, as I mentioned earlier, the prices are getting more expensive than ever. Having the skills to maintain whatever you choose to do with your hair on your own is ultimately going to help shield you from this external influences.